guys, welcome back. If you guys don't know, my name is Kai. Today we're going to be doing a random chit chat, I should say. This one, I might make it into a series actually. So this one's just going to be on goals and like the future. And also self-care and mental health. I need like a shot of something. First I'm going to talk about like goals in the future. And that is very important to all of us obviously. But I feel like sometimes we look at other people and compare, which is very natural, and I feel that social media has a big impact into that when it comes to goals. But I feel like it's important to write down your goals, have your future, you know, what you want to do in life, and stay on track with that. Yeah, it's good to write it down, remind yourself, look over it daily, but it's just as important to go through with it. Like, sometimes we write like a bunch of things and then we look back and we're just like, damn, like I didn't accomplish anything. And it's because it's more than just writing things down. We sometimes read like self-help books or like, you know, motivational books, and we're just like, okay, like it all says the same thing, and that's hard work, perseverance, determination. So we all have social media, and it's just sometimes natural to just compare yourself, even if you're the most focused person in the world, because social media has a habit of showcasing, you know, the ideal form or whatever of a person, the ideal self, or a facade of an ideal self, because you look through thousands of pictures and videos and literally pick what you deem is the best one. You obviously want to pick your worst. So when people see it, or they see that you're doing X, Y, and Z, they start to compare themselves and compare their chapters to your chapters. And it's obviously different, but it's natural sometimes to do that because you think, well, why aren't I there? Like, what's wrong with me? And there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing's wrong. Just on a different chapter, and that's okay. And I feel like we determine, our pages or whatever, which is things that we do daily to work up to, you know, our goal or our transition in life, etc. Sometimes on people, and sometimes people that we don't even know. We don't know what they go through. We don't know what they experience. We don't even know if what they're putting out there is their ideal self or the ideal worth, etc. Yet we base what we do so heavily on another person that we might not even know. So it's just interesting. Social media, everyone's, you know, getting rich, having money like at a very early age, and that's fine, you know, but now it's like an added pressure. It's like, oh, if you do a 9 to 5 or you're doing X, Y, and Z, it's frowned down upon, and it's not. Like, you're doing what's best for you. Not everybody can, you know, do what X, Y, and Z does, or have the opportunities or be exposed to it. So go at your own pace. Don't rush into things that aren't ready for you to, you know, explore yet, or that you're not mentally, physically, emotionally ready to indulge in, because you're, again, at a different chapter compared to somebody else. For goals in the future, what do? I have my planners, I have my Google Calendar with like hourly moments where I can jot down, okay, I have to do this at this time, this at this time. For me personally, what works is structure. I need structure. So I'll say, okay, I have this to do, let me program it here, color coordinate it, and then I'm fine. For other people that might not work, but it's not just having things down and planning things, it's also going through with it. That's another thing. People read books, look at self-talks, TED Talks, etc., looking for an answer that they know is pretty obvious, but they're not willing to accept because it requires work. It requires work. It requires patience, and people aren't ready to hear that. So what do? They look elsewhere to find things that they feel they might want to hear. Or that's like asking a friend for advice for something that you know you shouldn't do. So you ask multiple people, hoping that one of them will give you advice that you want to hear, and you take that advice knowing that's not the best for you. So it's kind of like that. They don't want to hear you have to work hard. It takes time. There's detours, etc. They just want to hear, oh, just do this, that, and it's quick. but nothing good in life comes easy, and nothing good in life comes quick. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but you have to be realistic. Everybody sees, you know, people at the top and things of that sort, but they don't understand the hours, the diligence, the perseverance, the discipline that goes into it. So I feel like it's important to, you know, you can read up on those things, but also take into account that time, effort, sacrifices, especially big sacrifices at times, are needed and necessary in order to, you know, get to the next level. Okay, next one. Being patient with yourself. You have to, you cannot, it's good to be your own worst critic at times. And I feel like we're all guilty of that. When something out of our control or, out of our control or something that's not our fault happens, we don't take it out on like the universe and be like, oh, it's that. We take it out on ourselves sometimes. We have a habit of doing is being our own worst critic. And it's natural. We want, you know, a certain lifestyle for ourselves. We have goals for ourselves. And when life happens or certain things out of our control, or we make a mistake, or we're not performing at what we deem to be our best selves or our best potential, we take things hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves down, and it takes a toll on, like, you know, your mental health, you physically, and then at a certain point you just kind of give up. And we have to remember that we are human. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. Shit happens. So you just have to be patient with yourself. Give yourself, you know, some time to just incorporate maybe reading a book, working on your mental health, praying, self-care, all of these things just to bring you back on track and to make you remember, okay, I'm human, but I'm trying my best. And even if it's not my best, I'm working towards something daily. And even if you're not working on anything that particular day, I'm taking a break off to relax myself, recuperate, and then recharge myself so that when I'm ready, I can tackle things. And I feel like that's extremely important, because I realized that we don't have to be negatively challenged, or someone can tell us you can't do this and you can't do that, to be like, you know what, I can. You can positively encourage yourself. You can positively push yourself. You can be like, I'm worthy of things. I can do this. I don't need someone saying something bad about me or hating on me for me to be like, you know what, I can do this. No. If I know that I'm capable of doing something and I have the passion for it, I'm going to push myself and I'm going to get it done. That's the type of attitude you have to do to get, you know, what you want to do and where you want to go with things. You just have to be resilient. You just have to realize that you're your own boss. You're capable of doing anything that you put your mind to, and no one can tell you otherwise. Yeah. Future boss characteristics. So, one thing that I have for myself, like whether it's goals or the future, I came across this from like a YouTuber. Her name was Armand, and it was something about like being a female boss or whatever. And I was like, wow, just writing down characteristics that you envision yourself being or doing in the future. And I saw that and I was intrigued by it. So I was like, let me make my own. So I was writing down all of these things and I was like, wait, some of these things I actually have, but with time I can get there. I can ignore any outside factors. I try to realize that, you know what, I'm guilty of certain bad habits that might prevent me from getting there sooner. Let me work on that first, and then, you know, I can get there over time. So sometimes I have a habit of being lazy or procrastination, which is normal, and I realized that, you know what, every day let me have a morning routine. I wake up a certain time, I plan out my schedule for today, and I do what I have to do, and I look over those notes that I have for myself, and I'm just like, wow, I'm just a step closer. Even if certain things I write on there will take years, just breaking them down into shorter term goals makes things more manageable for me to do. So that's very important. You may have long-term goals that you have, but if you break it down into maybe monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals, they all add up into, you know, the goal that you have for yourself or how you envision yourself to be. So that's one thing that I do. Yeah, but success comes with detours, starting over, but it's your personal journey. and everybody has their own thing that they're working for, even if it's not a main thing, just a side hobby, etc. It's your personal thing, it's your craft, it's your passion. So you don't have to look for permission from other people to tell you what you should do with your life, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. When you think about it, go out and do what you have to do. Your happiness, your pleasure, your mindset comes first. But yeah, that's a little, I guess, rant just about goals, mental health, self-care, and just remind yourself that you're doing your best. Even if things are not ideal, you were blessed to wake up another day to change things for the better. And even if you're not doing much that day, you're human. Take a break, relax a bit, recharge, recuperate, and then start over, start again, or continue. Just be yourself, have fun. I had fun doing this. I might continue or do something else with different chapters, well, different topics. Let me know. Yeah. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.